All right. In regards to the paper, you'll see that there are pads for everybody. And when you get your pad, you're going to want to tear the paper so that it's a smaller size to work on smaller size drawings. I don't expect you to work on a full sheet for each one of these exercises. So I'll specify when I send the video on Tuesday of the other assignment for this class, if you need to, in fact, work on a smaller format. So when you get the pad of paper, what you'll see is, here's an example, for instance, of a drawing that was done on a piece of paper that's been torn down, and you can also um, tear it down to smaller size formats. So this is more of a square size as opposed to the last example that I just showed, which I believe is just a half a sheet. So you'll see when you open up the pad that it has, in this case, this is an 18 by 24. I've yet to see the pads yet. It might be a larger pad, but this will be helpful in any case. You'll tear it out of the ring binder, right? And you'll also see that there's a frayed edge as a result of that. But what you'll also find, if you look closely, is that there's a perforated edge, which will allow you to remove that frayed part of the piece of paper. And you just have to go about it somewhat carefully, but it's not terribly difficult. So it'll bend, as you can see here, along that perforated side easily enough. And once you've established that, you can carefully pull that part off. So there's no rush in this. Just try to do it somewhat carefully, but it doesn't take any extraordinary skill to do this. This will just make for a cleaner looking drawing for you to submit in the Dropbox when the assignment is due. So after having removed this, and you'll see that it'll come off pretty simply, we'll take a look at how to tear your paper to a smaller size without having to use any kind of a cutter or scissors or anything like that. So once that's removed, you just discard that, and you just simply fold over the piece of paper once you have it like so. And this is just for a half sheet, which is simple enough, and you want to make certain that the corners match like that. And then once you've done that, you go ahead and fold and crease with your finger, and then you'll give it a good crease, and then you go ahead and run it a couple of times, and then you fold it the other direction and crease that again. And once you've done this on both sides, you'll find that it will in fact tear easy. And here I'll show you how to go ahead and do that. So you put your finger right there at the edge in which you've creased it, and slowly with the other hand, forefinger and thumb, you just slowly pull it, and you'll get a very clean torn piece of paper. So these smaller pieces, of course, will be helpful for doing your smaller sized drawings. Now, you'll see with regard to something that's a little bit more on the square side, you can just simply remove anywhere between 2 and 3 inches, and you go through the same process again. All right, so relatively simple. Let me know, of course, if you have any problems or questions. All right, thank you again.